So this one is the complete and balanced equation. We did the first 23 pages. So we'll try to complete today the remaining pages. (24) Butanene or a butene can be obtained from alkenes such as decane, C10 and H22 by cracking. Give the conditions. What are the conditions for cracking? 2 marks are there. So no, for cracking, we want butanene can be obtained from alkane by cracking. So not sulfuric acid, we need a high temperature. For cracking, we need a high temperature and we need a catalyst. But not sulfuric acid is not a catalyst here. Zeolite, there's a catalyst name as zeolite, but you don't have to learn that name as well. You just mention high temperature and a catalyst is needed for this reaction to happen. Complete an equation for a cracking of a decane, which is C10 and H22 to give butanene. Like one of the product is butanene or butene. You can use the screen annotation or mic or chat to answer. So butene will be C4H8. Then out of 10, if we use 4 here, so we are left with 6. And out of 22, we use 8, so we are left with 14. So C4H8 and C6H14 will be there. Because if one of the product is alkene, another one is alkane. Sometimes we have multiple alkenes, like more than one alkene. So one of the product is always alkene, the rest all of them will be alkene. Name the reagent that react with butanene to form butanol. How we can convert alkene into alcohol? So you can mention water, you can mention steam. The reagent is actually a water, it turns into steam as the temperature is high. The name of the chemical is water. Balance equation for complete combustion of butane-1-ol. When we burn alcohol, alcohols also produce complete combustion, give carbon dioxide and water. First, for a combustion equation, first start balancing with carbon. Then followed by hydrogen. So first start balancing with carbon, followed by hydrogen and then oxygen. So 4 carbon, so carbon is balanced. Hydrogen 5 plus 1, 9 plus 1, 10. So 5 we put, hydrogen is also balanced. Oxygen, how many? There 4 multiplied by 2, 8 plus 5, 13. We want to make 13. 1 is already there. One is already there. This one is there. How many extra we need to make 13? We need 12. So what number I should put? I should put 6 here. Because 6 multiplied by 2, 12 and plus 1, 13. So this should be 1 here. Is it clear? Then write a word equation for a preparation of ester. We want to prepare ester butyl methanoate. So what are the reactants? Which alcohol should be there? So it will be butanol because the first name of ester is from alcohol. And which acid? That's a methanoic acid. As a result, it will give butyl methanoate plus water.
Sir, plus water.
Yeah. And the reaction is it's a reversible reaction. Reactants can form a product and product can form back the reactant. A compound only contain aluminum and carbon. Okay. And 0.03 moles of this compound reacted with excess of a water to form aluminum hydroxide and methane. Write a balance equation. First, a compound, if a compound contain aluminum and carbon, what will be the formula of a compound with aluminum and carbon?
Al4C3.
Yeah. Even if you don't like, we can work out in this manner, or there's also a simple way. Like there's a compound we don't know. That compound is like compound X is there, which is having aluminum and carbon. It reacted with 0.03 moles of this compound reacted with water. Excess of a water is more than enough, and it produced aluminum hydroxide and it produced methane. And how many moles of this compound was there? The compound 0.03 moles of a compound, 0.12 moles of aluminum hydroxide, and 0.09 moles of methane. When we take a simplest ratio, we divide by the smallest value. Water is in excess, so it is more. It means it is more than enough for a complete reaction. So 0.03. When we divide, this will be 1, this will be 4, and this will be 3. So the simplest ratio, here we should have 4, here we should have 3, and this compound 1. So how many aluminum should be there, as you can see from this? So aluminum should be 4. And how many carbon should be there in the compound? That will be 3. So Al4 and C3. Then the second part is balancing the hydrogen or oxygen here. How many total, even you try to balance hydrogen, oxygen automatically balance. Of here we have 3 multiplied by 4, 12. So we want to make 12. So we will write here 12 oxygen. If we put 6, 6 won't make a balance, because hydrogen, if you check the number of the hydrogen, this 4 is with hydrogen as well. So 4 multiplied by 3, 12, and 3 multiplied by 4, 12. So there are 24 hydrogen are there. So we want to make 24 hydrogen. So how we can make 24 hydrogen? So this will be multiplied by 12, because 12 multiplied by 2 makes 24 hydrogen, and 12 multiplied by 1 makes 12 oxygen. So this is a balance equation for the reaction between aluminum carbide and water. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Clear.
Okay. An important ore of a zinc, which is a zinc blend. How is zinc blend changed into zinc oxide?
So
By
burning it.
roasting in air.
Burning in air, roasting in air, reacting with oxygen. Write a balance equation for a zinc oxide to zinc, like how zinc oxide can be reduced to zinc by carbon. So ZNO is a zinc oxide reacted with carbon to form zinc plus carbon monoxide, or you can also form carbon dioxide. Like if you're forming a carbon dioxide, if you're forming carbon dioxide as a product, then equation must be balanced. So 2 here, 2 here. So zinc 2, oxygen 2, and carbon. So if you are forming carbon dioxide, if you form carbon monoxide as the product, then this will be. Complete the equation for decomposition of ozone. Ozone decomposes into oxygen, O2. Then you have to balance this equation. How you can balance this equation? Only one reactant and one product. So 3 oxygen and 2 ozone molecules will make, so it's like 2 ozone molecules give 3 oxygen molecules. Complete the equation. This is a reaction. A methanoic acid is reacting with calcium carbonate, forming calcium methanoate. Acid reacting with carbonate. What is the product? One is salt. Other product will be
Carbon dioxide plus water.
Water will be there and carbon dioxide. So CO2. Then we have to balance this equation. 1 mark is for writing a product. That's correct. Another mark is for balancing. So we have HCO2 are there. So we just put 2. This equation is balanced. Methanoic acid react with most metals to form above hydrogen in the reactivity. Complete a word equation. Zinc plus methanoic acid. What will the salt produce? When organic acid reacted with the metal, it will be salt and water, but which salt?
Says zinc methanoate.
Zinc methanoate. Because esters salts are produced, metal plus acid. So zinc methanoate plus not water, because it's an acid plus metal, so then it should be hydrogen. Because metal plus acid gives hydrogen. So this should be H2. In the first part, look how to identify, how we identify the formula for organic acids. Look, whenever organic acid react with a metal or carbonate or hydroxide, how you'll identify, say example, if it was an ethanoic acid, CH3COH, and it was reacting with sodium metal. So simple rule to write the formula is just replace this hydrogen by a metal. So it will form CH3COONA plus, because acid is reacting with a metal, so it will be a hydrogen gas. What if it was a group 2 element, like example CH3COH, and it was reacting with calcium? So calcium is more reactive, calcium will displace this hydrogen. As a result, it will produce CH3COO.
CH3CO bracket 2 and Ca.
Ca. Reason is that why there's a bracket, because these all the organic molecules, the oxidation number for these acetic acids or their acetate ions, it is -1, the valency. So copper is +2, so +2 will be here, and this is having a -1, so that is calcium. Same way, if we have, like example, CH3COOH, and it was reacting with aluminium. What is the formula of the acid for salt produced? So aluminium will take position of hydrogen. What is the formula of the acid? So CH3COO.
Sir, aluminium methanoate.
Yeah. Aluminium ethanoate is a salt, but aluminium is a group 3, so it should be 3 here. Group 3, so this should be 3 here. Same way, if it was a methanoic acid like HCOOH, and it was reacting with the calcium, so this calcium will displace this hydrogen. It will form HCOO in a bracket 2 Ca plus hydrogen gas will be there, which is calcium methanoate. Is it clear, this one?
Yes, sir.
The common ore of a tin is tin oxide, and ore of a copper is malachite, which is calcium carbonate plus, copper carbonate plus copper hydroxide. Write a word equation for reduction of tin 4 oxide by carbon. First, you should know the formula for tin 4 oxide. Symbol for tin is Sn. This valency is +4, and oxide means oxygen with a valency -2. We simplify the valency first. So this will be 2 and 1, and then we cross multiply, so it will be SnO2. So the formula of tin 4 oxide will be SnO2, and it is reacting with the carbon. So carbon will displace this tin, as they mentioned, it's a reduction. So it will form tin metal, and it will form carbon dioxide. Is it clear? Is it clear, this one?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Yeah, it is a word equation, so you will write in word. You will mention tin oxide plus carbon gives tin plus carbon dioxide. So because it's a word equation, so we have to write in words. Then name Malacha H heated to form copper oxide and 2 other chemical. Like if copper carbonate is heated and copper hydroxide is heated, what are the products formed if copper carbonate is heated? What are the products formed if copper carbonate is heated?
Carbon dioxide
And
and CO2.
CuO, copper oxide plus carbon dioxide. And if we heat copper hydroxide, So it will form
Sir,
copper
copper oxide, water.
plus water, or steam, you can also say. No, O2 is when nitrate is heated. When copper nitrate is heated, if it was a copper nitrate, when it is heated, it will form copper oxide plus nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. When nitrate is heated. But in this, so we have a mixture copper carbonate and copper hydroxide. When we heat them, it will form copper oxide plus carbon dioxide and copper oxide plus water. So the question is, when it is heated, it forms copper oxide and other two chemicals. So what are the other two chemicals produced on decomposition? So name these chemical. We don't have to write a formula. We have to name. So one of them will be carbon dioxide and the other will be water. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Some hydroxides, nitrates, and carbonate decompose when heated. Name a metal hydroxide which does not decompose when heated. Which metal
Sodium.
hydroxide? So you can mention sodium or potassium because both are stable to heat. The more reactive, you have to remember the table of a thermal decomposition, that most reactive hydroxide, like most reactive metals, their hydroxides are more stable, which does not decompose on heating, such as potassium and sodium. Even their hydroxide and carbonates, both are stable to heat. Write an equation for thermal decomposition of copper hydroxide. So if we have a copper, so on decomposition, it will form copper oxide plus water as a product, or steam will be there, and the equation must be balanced. So this equation is already balanced. Suggest why these two hydroxide behave differently. Like why sodium hydroxide does not decompose. Yeah, there's a difference in the reactivity. They are not have the same reactivity. That's why they behave differently. That's right. Metal nitrate, except for group 1 metal, form 3 products when heated. Name the product formed when zinc nitrate is heated. If we heat zinc nitrate, what are the products formed? We just have to name those products. If zinc nitrate is heated,
Nitrogen dioxide and oxygen and zinc oxide.
zinc oxide. So zinc oxide, nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. Then write an equation for a thermal decomposition of potassium nitrate. If we heat potassium nitrate, what is the product? KNO3 is heated. So it will produce potassium nitrite, KNO2 plus oxygen, O2. Then balance this equation. So put 2, so that equation is balanced. Ethene is made by cracking of an alkane. Complete the equation for cracking of dodecane. Dodecane means like 12 carbon. If there are 2 molecules of ethene are produced,
C8H18.
C8H18. Why? Because 2 multiplied by 2. Here 2 multiplied by 2, 4 carbon are already used. So we are left with 8. Out of 12, 4 are used here. And then because it should be an alkane, so number of hydrogen should be twice plus 2. So it will be 18. Like 16 times 2, 8 times 2, 16 plus 2, 18. Give a formula for lithium fluoride and nitrogen fluoride. Lithium fluoride, when lithium react with fluorine, lithium is group 1 and fluorine is group 7, LIF. And nitrogen fluoride, nitrogen is group
Sir, NLI3. F3. F3.
NF3. And lithium fluoride will be an ionic compound. Nitrogen fluoride will be a covalent compound. Ethanoic acid and ethanol react to form an ester. What is the ester produced by this? So first name is from alcohol and the second name is from acid. So it will be ethyl ethanoate. Then the same linkage is found in polyester. Draw the structure of a polyester which can be formed from these monomer. Look, when like carboxylic acid and alcohol are reacting, it's up to you. If one side you remove OH, other side you will remove H. One side of other molecule remove OH, other side H. It's up to you. Or other way around, you can also do. First you remove H, the other will be OH. So this will be CO means like C double bonded with O. Then there will be C6H4. Then this will be ester, C double bonded with O and O. Then OH is being removed, so this will be CH2. Then CH2 and then O will be there. So one side we remove OH, other side H. OH, H. Or you can do other way around. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
They just ask, you don't have to put a bracket and N here. It is fine. If you put a bracket, that is also okay. But you just have to draw the structure of a polyester which can be formed from monomers shown below. So put a bracket and N, that's also correct. As it did not specify like N molecule, that's why showing a linkage and structure was having a mark. Hydriodic acid is there, which is a strong and it is forming iodide. So a lithium reacting with like metal is reacting with acid. What is the product? It should be a salt plus hydrogen. So which salt will produce? Lithium react with hydroiodic acid.
Lithium iodide.
So it will form lithium iodide plus hydrogen. Then if balance the equation, that product is correct. So this equation is balanced now. Zinc carbonate is reacting with the
So
hydrogen.
zinc chloride, carbon dioxide, and water.
Zinc iodide, you mean? Zinc iodide, because it's the same thing like hydrochloric acid plus
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
carbon dioxide plus water will be there the product. Metal oxide reacting with acid, so it will give salt and water. Which salt will be there?
So magnesium iodide.
Yeah, magnesium iodide, so it will be MgI2 plus water. And put 2, so this equation is balanced. Write an ionic equation with the state symbols for the preparation of silver 1 iodide. When silver 1 iodide like AgCl is
That
produced.
Ag plus 1 aqueous plus Cl minus 1 aqueous will give us AgCl solid.
Good. So writing the charge on the ions is important, and straight ions are always aqueous and the precipitate will be solid. Complete the following equation. Zinc carbonate react with sulfuric acid. ZnCO3 react with H2SO4. So it will form zinc sulfate. But zinc sulfate formula should be ZnSO4. Why? Because zinc valency is +2, so sulfate is -2. Group 1 metal, and this equation is already balanced, so you don't have to. Zinc group 1, all group 1 metal react with the cold water, complete the equation. Metal like the group 1 metals are also known as alkali metals because they form an alkaline solution. Rubidium hydroxide plus hydrogen will be there. Then bubbles will be seen and the solid will dissolve. And if we add an indicator, it will show color purple. Then the equation must be balanced. So if 2 rubidium here, The 2 rubidium, 4 hydrogen are there, 2 oxygen. So this is a balance equation. Lithium react with nitrogen to form an ionic compound, lithium nitride. State the formula for lithium ion. What is the formula of lithium ion?
So Li plus 1.
Li plus 1 because of group 1. And what is the formula for nitride ion? Nitrogen group 5, so minus 3, that's why. Sodium hydroxide and sodium carbonate do not decompose when heated. Corresponding calcium compounds do decompose when heated. Complete the equation. Calcium carbonate on decompose gives calcium oxide, which is also known as quicklime, or you can also say lime, and carbon dioxide. When calcium hydroxide, which is also known as a slaked lime, or if it is a solution, then we call that as a lime water. It will produce calcium oxide plus water. Silver nitrate on decomposition gives silver plus nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. What are the products formed when copper to nitrate is heated? We just have to name the product. So it will form copper oxide because from calcium till copper, it will form metal oxide plus nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. So copper oxide plus nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. And copper oxide, remember the color, it is black in color. Nitrogen dioxide, a brown gas is released. Then sodium nitrate is heated. Thermal decomposition. So you will find these are from different past paper equations, but you will find that thermal decomposition equations are the most common one. Thermal decomposition and acid base, which include the ionic equations. When sodium nitrate is heated, it will not form sodium. When sodium and potassium nitrate does not decompose same like other nitrates, they decompose and form sodium nitrite plus oxygen. So they have a different decomposition. Sodium and potassium nitrate does not decompose in the same manner. Calcium carbonate is reacting with hydrochloric acid, gives calcium chloride plus carbon dioxide plus water. We have to write an ionic equation. How to write an ionic equation for this? First, we cancel out the common ion in aqueous. Chlorine is common here in aqueous, so we cancel out chlorine. Solid, liquid, and gas, we write them as it is. We don't change them. Solid, liquid, and gas. In an ionic equation, we write as it is, but only the aqueous one we cancel out the common ion and we write the remaining. Another compound which contain only nitrogen and hydrogen is hydrogen, which is N2H4. Complete the equation for preparation of hydrogen from ammonia. Sorry. What should be the product? Like you can see nitrogen is used here, hydrogen. What we are left with?
Cl.
NaCl. So Na is there because you don't find Na and Cl in the whole equation, so we are left with NaCl. So NaCl we are left with. Then balance the equation. Nitrogen, how many nitrogen are there? 2. So there should be 2 nitrogen. So we just put 2. So nitrogen is also balanced. And hydrogen 4 plus 2, 6. So it's 6. How we work out that NaCl is missing because the compound contained nitrogen was there, hydrogen was there, oxygen is there. So only thing which is not there is NaCl. Then complete an ionic equation. Always a more reactive metal turn into an ion and less reactive metal ion turn into an atom. So if zinc atom is there, it will form a zinc ion. It's more reactive, and silver ion it turn into silver atom. Silver ion turn into silver atom. Like this was an ion, so it should. And 2 silver ions will turn into 2 silver atoms. Two should be there. And why there is a 2? Because the idea is that like one zinc atom loses 2 electrons. And one silver ion can only gain 1 electron. So there must be 2 silver ions to gain 2 electrons to form 2 silver atoms. The next is complete the equation for reaction between sulfuric acid and ethylamine and name the salt produced. The hint is given to you in the first part. They give you the hint that when ethylamine is reacting with hydrochloric acid, it is producing ethyl ammonium chloride. So if ethylamine is reacting with sulfuric acid, H2SO4, what will the salt produce? It will produce ethyl ammonium sulfate. So it will be CH3, CH2, NH2, because it was NH3, it will become, it was NH2, then it become NH3, and sulfate SO4. But sulfate is having a valency of -2, so this should be 2 here. And what is the salt produced? So it will be ethyl, ammonium, and sulfate. So one molecule take one hydrogen, so two molecules will take two, because here H2SO4, so E and two molecules of ethyl ammonium, so one molecule take one hydrogen, then another molecule take another hydrogen. That's why it is NH3, not NH4. If it was only one molecule was reacting, then it will become NH4. But here two molecules should react, that's why it is NH3. Then write an equation for reduction of hematite by carbon. How hematite can be reduced by carbon? So it will be Fe2O3.
Sir, 3 carbon monoxide.
Yeah, react with 3 carbon monoxide to give 2
We
Fe
will
plus
get
3SO.
2 iron,
Yeah.
carbon dioxide.
Write a word equation for photosynthesis. That's the last one. What is the word equation for photosynthesis?
Sir, water plus carbon dioxide will give us glucose plus oxygen.
Yeah. So water plus carbon dioxide gives glucose plus oxygen. So this was like I have recorded all the answers for this whole exercise. I will share those videos as well with you. This was about complete and balanced equation.